Hello, this is Ted Gambardella, and I'm going to start a series of articles on the 10 biggest mistakes you can do in a street fight. You know, when I was in junior high school, I learned the hard way that an actual fight is not over when the other guy says he's hurt or when he says, I give up. I was having a fight in the school, and I was beating up this kid pretty easily, and I had him on the ground, and he said, oh, I give up. And I foolishly believed him and turned my back on him and started to walk away. Well, he immediately jumped me from behind and sucker punched me, and I had to take him down and beat the hell out of him. And this time I won because I learned an important lesson. I didn't quit until he was actually defeated. I had to win the fight 2 times, and I wound up getting unnecessarily hurt because I believed him when he said, I give up. And I'm sure when you were young, you had the same thing happen to you, and it may sound silly if you're an adult, but let me assure you, it happens to adults in fights all the time, and some of the biggest fights in the world, and even on TV. When the great Royce Gracie was fighting in the first or second UFC, he was fighting the big guy Kimo. Not Kimbo Slice, who can't fight, but Kimo, who was a pretty good fighter at that time. And Royce had him in the guard and was applying the Kimura when Kimbo apparently tapped out and gave up, and Royce let go. The referee didn't see it, and since the referee didn't see the tap out and Royce let go, Kimbo started beating up on Royce and hurt him pretty badly. That was a mistake he would never make again. Royce Gracie proceeded to win the fight and broke Kimbo's arm, but he learned a valuable lesson there. He learned to protect himself at all times until the fight was actually over as determined by the referee, or better yet, as determined by a broken arm. The next time he got people in trouble, including Kimo, and they started to tap out, he didn't stop when they started tapping until the referee pulled him off of them, or he had actually broken the arm. He would never make the same mistake again of believing that the fight had stopped because they had said, oh, I quit. Now, you need to learn that same lesson in the street, too. Royce learned the hard way, and I learned the hard way. You don't quit beating your opponent until you absolutely are certain that he cannot continue or is willing to continue to fight. You don't let go because you think he's tapping out. You let go when the referee pulls you off or when he's unconscious or has something broken, especially in the street. When you're in a street fight, in a situation that gets you permanently hurt or even killed, you must not treat that situation lightly. You are defending your very life, and that means a street fight is not the time to be Mr. Nice Guy and let the other guy go before he is hurt, disabled, or not willing and able to continue to fight. You don't want to be jumped from behind when you turn your back. You must finish the fight in such a way that you are certain the other guy will not continue to fight back when you stop your self-defense. I'm not saying that you should permanently injure someone in the street or in the ring or kill someone or do any significant damage that will harm someone for months or even years. But I am saying if someone attacks you in the street with the intent of trying to kill you, hurt you, or your family, don't just take them down and slap them in the face. You should make them incapable of continuing to fight when you let them go. And you will never give them the option of saying, I quit. Make sure that the reason they are quitting is that something has happened to them that is so significant that they will not want to be able to or continue to fight if you let them go. If it means breaking their arm, their nose, knocking out some teeth, or knocking them unconscious, then that is what you must do. You do what you have to do to win the fight in the street. You are not there to make friends. You're in a street fight because you have been attacked and forced to defend your life or the life of your family and friends from a violent attacker who intends to do you significant harm. Do not make the big mistake of believing them. When they say, oh, I quit, I'm sorry. There certainly will be times when you do not have to break someone's arms to end a fight or knock their teeth out or knock them out. And you can win a lot of fights by simply beating the other man or to such an extent that they no longer want to fight or want to continue to fight and completely lost their desire to fight and will not continue to fight back and attack you anymore when you let go. And that is fine. If you can do that, do it. But do not stop your counterattacks and defense in your life in a real street fight unless you are certain that the attacker is not going to continue to fight when you stop your self-defense counterattacks. One more point. If you know the person you're fighting will get mad when you beat them up and plot a strategy to attack them again, you might find yourself in a position of getting hurt and injured even more, or killed by someone with a vendetta that is determined to get even and not play fair the next time. So I suggest that if you know such a person and feel that they might have some plot of revenge in their little perverted mind, that in the first fight when you beat them and they're going to get even with you in a dirty way, then you need to leave them in a position that they realize that if they ever do try to fight with you again, that you will permanently injure them and you will not stop until you have done lasting damage to their body. Make it perfectly clear when you're in the first fight that there will not be another fight that they will be able to walk away from. You will only be nice this time, but you will not be nice on subsequent times. To summarize, it's not nice to be in a street fight. It is not a situation where you should be more concerned about the health and safety of a man or a woman who attacked you than your own health and safety. If someone attacks you with the right, you have the right to defend yourself and the right to use enough force to assure the attack will not continue. This does not mean you stop your self-defense when the person says, "Oh, I give up," when there is no reason for them giving up. You stop your self-defense when the other person is beaten and you are certain they will not want to continue the fight. You are in the street fight to win, not to make friends. So this is Ted Gambardella with one of the first and most important mistakes you don't want to make in a street fight. Don't believe them when they say they give up unless you're sure they can't fight anymore.